Hey everyone, it's 4Gun Guy, and today I'm back at Walker County Precision, and we're going to do some stage reviews here. So this stage is called the Tactical Saturn, and Larry likes to do a lot of different things with this car. I'm going to go through what we shot in a recent match and what tripped a couple people up, and then I want to go over something that if this car is turned a different way, how you might want to think about shooting it when it's like that. So if you're ready to go, let's get to it. I'll put this up here somewhere, but here was the stage brief. Shooter may start on the trunk or the hood, on the correlating KYL rack with one shot each, large to small. Hit or miss. After 5 shots, you will move to the other position with 5 shots, large to small, hit or miss, that's important. Then move to the top of the car with 2 shots at the center square. Now, you'll see these targets as we shoot them. These things are only, quote, only 47 yards away. But trust me, they're small, they get really small. And with the breeze we have today, we didn't really have a breeze that last match. And I actually cleaned this stage last match. But it's how you set up with on this and your thought process on how you're going to shoot it from a support standpoint. So let's talk about that next. Well, you can see that I do not have a tripod on this rifle. There's a couple ways you could shoot this, right? I could use, or a bipod, sorry. You could use your bipod, but I'm telling you, this tripped some people up. Or you could just use a bag. Now, the type of bag you use is going to be very interesting here. I've got this Armageddon Gear X that I love, right? This is going to be really great in things like a bus window, which I'm going to do next in the videos. But it's almost too soft for this for me. It's almost too soft. Here is my wee bag. This is a heavier bag. It's the almost like the canvas bag, and it's got a heavier fill in it. And I found that for this worked really well. Now you can do a bipod here, but the challenge with the bipod and what some people ran into is this. They had their bipod on here, and there's no one up here at the range, so I'm not flagging anybody. They had their bipod on here, but they had it fully extended. And I watched one guy who was in the running to win the match, by the way, get up on this car and do this, and he couldn't get look at you can't see it. I'm on my tippy toes, and then I had the bag. He had the bag all crunched up here, and he was not in a good position. Now this for me is not bad. Actually, this isn't bad at all. But he didn't anticipate it, and I think he had his legs even a little more extended. So he was just all messed up on that last shot, getting to that last target, which is lower, a little lower than the other targets. So my point here is just think again, what do I always say? Think about how you're going to shoot this thing and then commit to that. But always realize, is that going to work for you? So let's look at some things real quick. Let's start with the hood. So you're going to notice a couple things, right? You have to shoot off the hood. If you're going to use a bipod, you got to think about a couple things. Number one, if your bipod is fully extended, right? I'm at a cant right now. So what am I going to need to think about when I get up here? If I'm starting on the hood, I'm going to start this thing at about 3 clicks down, and now I'm pretty darn level, okay? So think about stuff like that. The other thing on the hood is in the summertime, and I went over this in my video where I said I always wear to practice what I'm going to wear in a match, although today I forgot my mag holders. But anyway, uh, wear a long sleeve shirt because this hood is about 160 degrees. Trust me. Right now, I could fry an egg on this thing. It's 90 something degrees here in Houston, and it's hot. So always wear that long sleeve shirt so you don't get down. I've seen people get down there and go, oh, you just wasted 4 seconds getting mad at being hot. So think about that. The other thing is realize that right now, this may not be, I can tell you, I'm still aiming 4 feet above the target with this. So the other thing that I'm going to need to think about is, do I need to run these legs out at a 45? You cannot put your rifle on the prop, but I tell you what I can do. I can come up to the prop and do this. I can hold my rifle right here, and I can kind of see the angle of my barrel and then think about where my bag's going to be, and is that enough angle? Or should I bring this maybe back a little bit? Should I bring this up a little bit? Right? So I can't put my rifle on the prop, but I can certainly hold it above the prop. And doing that, I would say I'm going to bring this out even a couple more. And when I come down here, where am I? Right? Where am I? Right there. I'm on that target. I'm on that target. So just think about how things are going to work. These are 90-second stages, guys. 90-second stages. You do not have time to screw around with this on the clock. Okay. Now, if I did do the bipod, then let's talk about how I'd transition to the trunk. So I would have started on the hood, let's say. Now I'm coming to the trunk. The trunk has its own set of challenges here. Number one, remember, I've got my bipod set for shooting off the hood. So the first thing I'd need to do, if I was using a bipod, click this one down. I'd probably actually click this one up a little bit. So I'd do either this, right? And right here, I'm on it. I'm a little canted, so this could even come out a little more, right? But that didn't take too much time. But at 47 yards, a cant in your rifle isn't going to affect it that much. So I'm just saying, once you get here, already have this thought out. How are you going to shoot it? Or can I just come all the way back here like this? But now look what this does with my bag. Is this target so far over here that now I'm going to be here and I'm screwed? Luckily, these targets are right about there, so I could get these things with just this. But I don't know that I would take that chance. So that's that. Now let's move to the hood, or to the roof. I'm transitioning to the roof. I only have to make 2 shots, but they have to count. So now the bag is placed. Both legs are coming in, and I'm going to prop up on the roof. Here's the good thing about this is you can have your bipod kind of lower because the back of this car kind of slopes down, right? So if I need to, like right now, I'm above that square target. I could either come up, or if I needed to come down, I could simply slide this bag back and the rifle, the barrel would come up, right? The muzzle would rise. So you've got a couple things you can do there. So this one is fine. I'm right on that target. Okay. So just some things to think about if you're going to run a bipod. Okay. Let's shoot this thing. Trigger cam is going. I'm just going to fool around here. So let's see. See if we can do anything at all. Load, make ready. Again, remember, you're here. You're ready to go. I'm going to start on the right-hand side. So ready, shoot. Go, down. On it. Let's see how fast I can get on the target. There it is. Large to small. Impact. Impact. Nope. Hit or miss, remember. Missed. Probably. I think the wind let up. Yep, wind let up. So that's fine. Back to the back. Up. Out. Actually, I'm going to leave that down. Now we're on the right side here. There it is. Canted a little, but that's okay. That looked dead center, so I'm going to do dead center. Impact. Ooh, okay. Nope. Yeah, this wind's really, I think it's actually switched on me. That's okay. Nope. Oh, that went to the left, so it didn't switch. Then we're going to come up top, that center square. If I can find him right there. And that's that. Okay. Stop the trigger cam. And let me see here, because I've been disconnected. Okay. So recording, so I'll do that. All right. All right, let's talk about this. All right, well, we got a 6. Okay. And you might say, God, that sucks. It does suck. But on a day like today with this wind, be happy with a 6. Be happy with that. Okay. Don't walk off the stage going, oh, I should have cleaned that. Not today, you shouldn't have cleaned it. That wind is doing this out there. I can already feel it. So a 6 would be good. It would have been nice to get the third smallest targets, which would have given us an 8 out of 12. But again, on a day like today, there might be a few people who are going to get 8s, even 10s. Very few people that are going to get 12s. So if you shoot a stage like this and you get a 6, be happy with it. The other thing is, I don't know if that was 90 seconds or not. It felt like I got it in under the wire. But focus on those large targets, right? Those are the ones you want to focus on. Get those ducks, right? Get those easy shots. You know the last 2 shots are going to be easy. You know it because you looked at them through your spotting scope. So what do you have to do? You have to get to those last 2 shots and get those 2 points. I'm not saying hurry so much through the others that you purposefully miss, but you saw what I did. Hey, I missed. Okay, I'll make an adjustment that I think's going to work, but I'm not going to sit there and stare down that target. I don't have the time to do that, because if I do that, then I won't get to the last easy 2 shots. So, okay, there you go. I'm thinking of running this with a bag. Let's do that real quick. I may put this in, I may not. We'll see. All right, as Larry always says, a man in his bag. So let's see how this is going to work out here. Load, start the trigger cam. It is running. All right, here we go. Buzzer goes off. Boom, bag is set. I'm down here. See how we're doing here. There's that. Took me a minute to find the target. Ooh. Missed, yep. Missed that one too. So here we go. Missed that one. Missed that one. I'm trying to see where those are going, but I can't see. To the hood. Down. Now you'll see this thing moving with my heart rate. Wow, that wind's really picked up. See that? It's almost 4/10. So I hit the 3 small ones. But what did I do? I learned from the wind, right? Okay, and I got to the last target. Mag is out, rifle safe, bolt is back. Okay, so what did we get there? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I actually did 1 shot better with the bag. But you saw that rifle doing this, I hope. I'll look when I see it back in post, but that was my heart beating doing that. So you have to make a decision there too, right? Do I want to kind of just free recoil, but you still have to have some control of the rifle. And in a situation like this, I'm not sure that total free recoiling is going to do it for you. Or do you want to just really bear down on the rifle, which again, your heart rate, your breathing, everything gets into that. So I actually like I like the bipod. If I can use the bipod, that's what I like. Now, there's another option here, and that is tripod rear support. The problem with tripod rear support here is that if you looked at my other video on using a tripod, you've got to make sure that your tripod's going to be high enough here because we're actually aiming kind of down here at these targets. There's probably a good 3 to 4 to 5% grade here from the top of this hood, which means if I was using front tripod, I'd have my tripod like back here. Mine would work, but you just might want to think about that. And I think a tripod would actually be good on this stage. I can't remember if I ran it or not. I think I just ran my bag and I cleaned it, but it wasn't this wind on that day. So now let's talk about something with this car that if it was turned a different direction, how you might want to handle that. Sometimes Larry turns this car and he gets very tricky. One of those tricks is you have to shoot off of the top of this door to a target out there. Then you have to move around the car, shoot off the other. Now, what I want to do here is there's some stuff down there a little ways down the range. I want to run the trigger cam first, and we're going to see what that would look like. So it's running. I'll put my bag here, come up on the door jamb. I'm going to come down on my X bag, which is what I would use, and let's just see what's down here. So I'm going to just kind of focus on that thing right there. You see where I'm focused on? You see my reticle moving around, right? It's not moving too bad, but it's bad enough. That's probably about 90 yards away right there. So if the target was that size, it wouldn't be too bad. What I've gotten in the habit of doing here is 2 bags. So I'll stand here like this. Actually, I'll stand like this. And they'll say, ready, gun. That bag goes there. This bag comes up here. And I may do this a different way, but basically I'm slamming that in there. Now I'm getting down in here, and that bag is helping me stabilize. I don't know if it looks that more stable because I'm talking, but it feels more stable, right? Right there. So just a little something. Sometimes this is like when I did the floating platform over there, and if you could make it stop, you use a bag to make it stop. Same thing here. If you can use a bag to stabilize this door, then use a bag to stabilize the door. Even if it cuts down a little bit for you, that could be enough to make the difference between an impact and a non-impact. All right. Well, as usual, I want to thank my gunsmith Larry for always being gracious and letting me use this range. It's a fantastic range. If you're in the Houston area, please look up Walker County Bench Rest or Walker County Precision on Impact Scoring or Practice Score and sign up for one of his matches. He puts on some really good both centerfire and rimfire matches. They will get you ready for a 2-day match. If that's something you're going to want to shoot. Okay, what do we think? What did we learn? We learned that get your bipod ready if you're going to shoot a bipod, right? Get that rifle. You can't touch the prop, but we can at least hold the rifle over the prop or off to the side, even with the prop, to see where the targets are height-wise and where we think we're going to be and where we need that bipod to start in the middle and up on top. Be prepared that if you're up on top, you may have that bipod extended way too much like the gentleman did. It cost him 2 shots. He missed those last 2 shots. I think that would have either won him the match or tied him for first. But just think about stuff like that. If you're going to run just a bag, get ready for it because your heart rate, your breathing, you're nervous, everything's going to come into play just running that bag. And you saw how small those targets were. On a windy day like this, what do we say? What did I say? Be happy with a 6. Be ecstatic with an 8 and just be over the moon with a 10 on a day like this with this wind. Okay? Walk away from this stage. If you get a 6, walk away and go, good, 50%, I'll take it. because a lot of other shooters aren't even going to get that. All right. Well, thanks for watching, everyone. I really do appreciate it. Got some more coming up out here. Got a bus stage and then the dreaded cargo net stage that'll be interesting. Thanks for all the likes, comments, subs, and until next time, shoot straight.